Welcome to Morning Flow. I'm Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. This is my home studio, not the Urban Yoga Studio. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out our schedule of daily classes on Zoom. And you'll notice there that you can join us 4 days a week in person here in town, outdoors, at a distance, and all that good safety protocols. That's Thursday through Sunday morning. And there's also online a tip jar where you can make contributions to support classes that you take on Zoom or on YouTube later. And these all end up on YouTube later. So anytime you don't have, if you have a day where your schedule doesn't align with ours, you can go to YouTube and look up our classes under Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. To find my classes, you can just go to YouTube and search my name, and I'll come up. And I'm going to mute the rest of you because I'm getting some feedback, some reverb. So if you need at any point to ask me something or tell me that like you can't hear me or something, feel free to unmute and speak up. But otherwise, sometimes it's just best for everybody to reduce the inputs. So let's start this morning in child's pose. You can bring your big toes together. If you want, send your knees further apart. Sit back towards your heels. Let your arms come forward and let your head come down. If your head doesn't quite come down to the floor, you could stack your hands and rest your head on your hands. You could take a yoga block and rest your forehead on the block. I find it's best to let your head rest on something and let your neck disengage more fully. So get comfortable, vary it however you want. Maybe your pose is more active and you keep reaching forward like this, or you let your arms go slack, let it be more passive. To disengage in the shoulders, you might reach your hands back by your feet. Do that instead. If it bothers your knees to have them spread out, you can bring your knees in closer. Maybe put extra padding under your knees if they're sensitive to pressure on the floor. And once you settle into your child's pose, focus on your breathing, allowing it to slow down and get deeper. Observing the movements of your breath and the way that those movements feel. And scan your body, head to toe, and just notice anything that's going on in your body here as you breathe in stillness. Make particular note of anything that doesn't feel so good. If you detect any stiffness, any soreness as you scan your body, making mental note of these things will help you find the practice that's best for you by remembering that you can skip or modify anything at all throughout practice, particularly to accommodate any issues that you've got going on. You're welcome at any time to do less than I'm doing, or do more than I'm doing, or do something different than what I'm doing. And whenever you find that your mind is wandering, you're losing focus on what's going on in your body, losing focus on your breathing, just gently redirect, come back to those points of focus, observing and taking care of yourself, finding your practice. And if, in addition to these shared intentions, you'd like to set your own more personal intention for practice today, do so now. Over the next few breaths, let that finish forming and sinking in. With our intentions set, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sigh. And nice and slowly inhale and bring yourself forward and up. Move from child's pose to table, bringing your hips above your knees. Bring your shoulders above your wrists or behind your wrists. If it's too much on your wrist, have your shoulders right above. Sometimes having your hands forward some more feels better in the wrists. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up and let your head and tailbone come down. Cow pose and cat pose. Follow your breath. Keep going like that at your pace. Allowing the breaths to get longer, the movements to get bigger. And after your next exhale, come back to table with your spine parallel to the ground. Reach back with your right foot, press the ball of your foot against the floor, and take a couple of breaths. With your next inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back in the air, as if to make a footprint on the wall. With your next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. You can always put your foot down if this becomes too much. If you want to go further, bend your leg, reach your hand back, see if you can take hold. Kick against your hand, lift your knee and lift your chin, opening the midline of your body. Release and lower down. Reach back, press into the ball of your left foot. Take a couple breaths. Feel your leg lengthen out. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. Staying with those nice, long, even breaths. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you want, bend your leg, reach back, see about taking that bind, that additional stretching and opening. Release and lower down. And we'll take some twists from here, from table. Need to move my props and my bottle out of the way. The twist's going to start at the waist, work up the spine and into an arm extension. So we'll go to the right first. So small movement at first, kind of subtle the spine movement until we get to the arm extension. But think of starting at the waist, working your way up, going to the right. Inhale, twist through your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Reach your right arm up and look up towards your hand. Exhale, come down and reach across your body behind the other arm. And let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, open up and reach up and look up. And exhale, come down and reach across. And maybe that one's a little deeper than the other one. One more. And this third one, you reach across. Now gently let that right shoulder come down to the ground and let the right side of your head rest on the ground. Now maybe that's plenty to do. You could stay right there. We have other options to explore. If you like, you can reach back, press into the ball of your left foot, or reach your left foot back in the air, or swing your left foot over towards your right hand, or skip all that and keep both knees on the ground. You can keep your left hand where it is, or you can reach it up towards the ceiling. And like an owl turning her head, let your arm rotate in the socket, or bend your elbow and bring the back of your hand to your lower back. Take a half bind there. Or you could skip all that, leave your hand on the ground. You can do the leg extension without the arm extension without the leg extension. You can do both, or you can skip both. Choices are great. And we'll come out nice and slowly. So if you moved your left leg, bring it back, plant your knee. Then if you moved your left hand, plant it. I did that wrong. I'm supposed to do the hand first and then the foot. Oh well. Press into your left hand. Inhale, open up and reach up and look up. Exhale, come down. And take a few breaths with cow pose and cat pose again. So to clarify what I'm saying I did wrong there, usually doing the arm extension and the leg extension, to come out, you want to plant the hand again first to stabilize yourself and then undo the leg extension. And I did that the other way around. I undid my leg extension before my arm extension, and that's less stable. Let's see. Probably get it right on the next side. After your next exhale, come back to table. And we'll twist to the left now. Inhale, twist through your lower back, middle back, upper back. Reach your left arm out and up. Exhale, come down, reach across, thread the needle. And let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach across. And take your time, let your left shoulder down, the left side of your head down. And explore as you like. You could stay there. You could press the ball of your right foot to the floor, or reach your right foot back in the air, or bring your right foot over towards your left hand. Your right hand could stay where it is, or reach up and turn back and forth, or come to your lower back. Now, if you moved your right hand, bring it back to the floor and steady yourself. And then if you move your right leg, bring it back, look at your knee. Big inhale, press into your right hand, open up, reach up, look up. Exhale, come down, back to table. Take a few cow and cat breaths again. Come back to table. Pardon me. We'll start to stand up. So you might use blocks here if you like. Having blocks under your hands makes it easier to step forward. So you can bring one foot forward and then the other. Just gives you more room between your torso and the floor to move your leg. Well, hang out in forward fold, and maybe you lean on your blocks or set them aside. Let your hands hang in the air or drag on the ground. Bend and straighten your legs. Sway back and forth. Head hanging heavy, arms hanging heavy. Nice and slowly shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Stepping back to give a better, fuller camera view. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, come to eagle arms, intertwine your arms, press your hands together. If you're in the eagle arms, then move your elbows and your hands forward and up. Inhale, open up again. And as you exhale, cross the opposite way. Reach for your shoulder blades or take your eagle. Inhale to open up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up, reach up. Look up towards your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale, bend to the left, feel for length through both arms, and try not to pick your right heel up. Stay grounded in both feet. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to your right. See if you can keep that left heel anchored. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Let's start some sun salutations. I'm going to go back to the profile view here on my other mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale down. Rest your hands, step one foot back and then the other. Let's find a plank. You can always let your knees down if a shorter plank works better for you. Let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and heels, or your shoulders and knees. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. We'll go all the way down on the first one. Keep your elbows in close as you come down. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay to you. Listen to your lower back. Exhale, rock back. Let's pass through table on the first one. Slowly to down dog. Press into your feet. Lift your knees. Press into your hands. Lift your tail. And then pedal your feet up and down as we arrive in the first downward facing dog. Finding more length throughout the back of your body. Heels getting closer to the ground. Maybe they touch down, maybe they don't. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale to step your feet to your hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up, hands overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Step back to your plank. This time exhaling lower, maybe just halfway. Inhale, bring your heart forward, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back it up to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do 2 more of these. The next one will add extra breaths in all along the way. And then we'll follow that by a quicker one without the extra breaths. It's a nice invigorating pairing. Inhale up. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale halfway up. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold, take a breath. So it seems like slowing down would make it easier. It actually gets you a little deeper into each posture. Step back to your plank. Take at least 1 full breath in your plank. Now maybe a nice challenge here. Exhale, lower halfway. If you can, inhale here. If you can't, drop your knees. Exhale here. Then inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, back it up. Inhale and down dog. Exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale halfway up. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale all the way up. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Exhale here. Now that quicker one without the pausing. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Step back to plank. When you're ready from plank, exhaling lower. Inhaling, open your heart. Exhaling, back to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Observe yourself. Notice whatever there is to notice. Maybe taking in the swaying that comes with your breath. Subtle movements of the body. Note the wisdom of your body. Your body knows how to remain standing upright without specific instructions. It knows what to do. Feel the energy coursing through your body by that change of pace. That pairing of the slow series, followed by the same series done more quickly. Feel the grounding in your feet. Let your eyes open if they're still closed. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Rest your hands on the ground. Step your right foot back and find a runner's lunge. Reaching out through the right heel, grounding into the left foot. You could tense your fingertips or have blocks under your hands here. if it feels like your knee is swishing into your torso. Inhale, reach forward, reach out, crescent lunge. And as I just demonstrated, it can be kind of wobbly. I almost tipped over. If this is too much at any point, let this back be down and uncurl these back toes. Do a lower lunge instead. You can adjust the placement of your feet until you find a steadier base. Think of dropping an anchor from your pelvis to the ground. And just remember that option's there anytime to let the back knee down. Exhale, sink forward in your hips, lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and reach up. Keep going and let the movement in your legs be as big or small as you want. Picture your shoulders above your hips. Your body stays pretty upright as it floats forward and back, so we're not bowing. Nice long spine. From the top of the movement, let's twist. Reach your right hand back, your left hand forward. If this gets too wobbly, the left hand can come to the leg. Steady yourself that way. Come back through center, bring your hands to your heart is a nice way to steady yourself there. Reach your right hand forward, reach your left hand back. Right hand can always drop to the knee if you want. Come back through center, hands to heart. Bring your hands down to frame that left foot. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Nod your head. Shake your head. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale down. Rest your hands, step your left foot back, find your runner's lunge. Find length there before we go to the higher lunge. So find length. Come up on your fingertips, maybe your blocks. Inhale, reach forward, reach up. Find steadiness here, drop the back knee if you need to. When you're steady, start to rock forward and back. Exhale, sink, lower your arms. Inhale, glide back and reach up. And maybe you're going faster than me, maybe your breaths are shorter, maybe your breaths are longer. It's okay if we're not going at the same pace. It's important to follow your breath. And let's twist to the left. Come back through center and twist to the right. Come back through center. Bring your hands down. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Down dog. Take 3 cleansing breaths. Let your knees down. Make your way to child's pose. As with the first child's pose we did earlier, vary your child's pose in any way that suits you. When you find your comfortable version of child's pose, surrender to your breath. Turn inward. Scan your body again. Notice whatever is there to be noticed. Inhaling, bring yourself up and forward. Pass through table. Take your time. When you're ready, go from table back to downward facing dog. And we won't be here long. We're just going to go from down dog to forward fold a different way. Walk your hands back to your feet instead of walking your feet to your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Let your knees be nice and soft and bouncy. Let your arms hang heavy like ropes. Let your arms start to swing forward and back outside your knees. And just let the weight of your arms pick up momentum. Let the swinging get bigger and bigger. When you're ready, swing your arms up overhead, sit back to chair pose. Releasing in the front of your hips and back of your knees, front of your ankles. Hands are reaching up, but shoulders are relaxed a bit away from the ears. So your shoulders aren't smooshed up towards your head. A little disengagement there. Reach your hands in under your arms. Reach them back past your hips, palms down. Take a breath. Reach your hands in under your arms and out to the side and take a breath. Reach in under your arms. Reach up again. Take a breath. Inhale, slowly straighten your legs. Exhale, let your arms down. And maybe give the legs a shake. Maybe take a drink. I'll take a drink before we move on. Makes it easier to keep talking. Nothing like a little chair pose to warm you up. Heat you up. We're well past warming up. We'll play with tree pose next. If you're on a thicker mat, you might step off the mat onto a harder surface. I'm really handicapped here on wall-to-wall carpeting. The harder the surface, the better. So sometimes you have those nice thick mats that are great when you're kneeling or sitting, but when you go to stand on one foot, it just makes it more challenging. You're welcome to step over by the wall or a piece of furniture too to steady yourself. You can bring your hands to your heart or a tree. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your eyes on something directly ahead that won't move, and shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet planted. And do that as many times as you like. When you're ready, bring the weight into your left leg, but don't lock that knee. Let it stay soft and responsive. Slowly lift your right knee. Maybe your thigh comes parallel to the ground. Like opening a door, bring your knee out to the side. And then you're going to bring your right foot to your left leg. So maybe your toes are on the ground, your heel is on your ankle. Maybe the sole of your foot comes to your calf. Knee keeps tracking out to the side. Maybe you bring the sole of your foot to your thigh. You just don't want to press sideways on your knee. So don't get hung up about the thigh thing. Better to stay on your calf than press on your knee. It took me 2 years to get my foot to stay on my thigh at all. You can keep your hands here. Pressing them together can be nicely steadying. Make sure you're breathing. Or also, you could bring the branches of your tree into any shape you want. And maybe your tree is pretty still, or maybe there's breeze in your branches. Play around, explore, see what feels good here. What do those arms want to do? What do those shoulders want? What do those hands want? Rising of the inhale, rooting of the exhale. We rise to root, we root to rise. You're pulsing, you're moving, just like a living tree. And anytime you can drop your foot and pick it up again. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down. Shake that leg. Maybe shake the other one. Shake it anything you want. Do a little dance. Some of us can't resist a little dance. Can't just shake one leg. I gotta dance. When you're ready for the other side, bring your hands to your heart, dance as much as you want. Shift side to side a few times, reset your eyes on something that won't move to help steady you. When you're ready, drop the weight into your right leg. Take your time, lift your left knee. Open the gate of your hip and bring your foot to the opposite leg. Whatever placement works for you. And let your arms go to whatever placement works for them. Maybe it's the same kind of thing you did on the other side, or maybe this time it's something different. Maybe it's a bind. For me, this bind feels really good in my back, and I do it pretty much every day. So I'm reaching my hands to my elbows, pressing my forearms together, realizing you can't really see my arms. Sometimes people they call it reverse prayer. They put their hands like this, but behind their back. It's a lot of, you need a lot of flexibility in the wrists and forearms to do it. I can't quite do it. I can get my fingertips together, and sometimes a little more. Getting the palms together is sort of beyond me most of the time. But I like to hold my arms behind me like this. When you're ready to come out, if your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart. This helps steady you, pressing together here. Bring your knee forward, and then you fell. Let your foot down, shake out your leg. We all fall sometimes. I never planned to demonstrate a fall. The demonstrations happen sometimes. Let's have a seat. I'm going to have another drink. Standing on one leg also heats us up a bit. And I'm just going to move these here. We don't need them yet, but we'll use blocks soon. We'll take some forward folds before we lie down and maybe use the blocks. So extend your legs in front of you, flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. Check in with the action of your breath and see if it might help you deepen the fold. As you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. As you exhale, think of lowering down some more. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. A couple more forward folds. Bring the soles of your feet together and keep your feet a good distance away from you so there's this big space between your pelvis and your heels. And if you can, slide your hands under your ankles if there's room to do so. If not, reach over your ankles. Grab the floor either way. And then walk your hands forward. Make this kind of pretzel shape and let your neck disengage. Let your head hang down. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly scoot your hands back, press up. Keep your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers and grab the top of your toes. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground, tilting your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Nice long spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips with that long spine. See how far the long spine will go. And when it's not lowering anymore, let your head lower. Let your neck disengage again. And breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Now let your arms help your legs. Bring your hands to your knees. Push your knees towards each other. Plant your feet. Bring your hands behind you. Scoot your butt towards your heels. Come onto your forearms and onto your back. Set up for bridge pose. Your heels in as close to your butt. Reach down and maybe your fingertips brush your heels. If you've got blocks, you might put one between your knees on the middle position. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up. There's basic bridge pose. If you want to go further here, opening the heart, you could wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other and clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels, pulling the shoulder blades in more. Make sure your neck's relaxed. Make sure you're breathing. If you're clasping your hands, release them and exhale, slowly let your hips down. Now your choice here, you could float up and down and explore that movement some more. Or you could take a supported bridge, which is propping yourself up. So you can lift up and put a block under your sacrum, come down to rest on it. If you don't have a block, you can also use a pillow. You can even do a low supported bridge by stacking your hands and letting your sacrum come down on top of your hands. So take another minute and bridge however you want. Maybe you want floating up and down. Maybe you want the passive supported bridge. Maybe a bit of each. In the next few breaths, let's wrap up bridge pose. So if you're still in supported bridge, lift up one more time. If you're going up and down, do that as many times as you like. Let's let the next exhale down. Maybe be the last one. Pause after you land. Move any blocks well out of the way. Bring your knees towards your chest, hug your knees. Rock and roll on your back to massage it against the ground. Bring your right foot to the mat and cross your left ankle above your right knee. Make a figure four shape with your legs. Bring your hands to your right thigh. If you can, you might even interlace your fingers behind your knee. Draw the knee in towards you. Try to keep your sacrum on the ground. So maybe your foot is lifted, maybe just the heel's lifted and you're pressing into the ball of your foot. The knee's not going to move a lot. This is about what's going on in your hips. It's not about how much your knee moves. That's just the point we're holding on by, the knee area. Keep your right hand on the right leg. Move your left hand to the inside of your left knee and nudge your left knee out as you're drawing your right knee in. Now we're getting into both hips here. Let your arms relax, let your right foot down, and switch up the legs. Plant your left foot, cross your right ankle above your left knee. Bring your hands to your left leg. Bring your left knee in a bit. Breathe into the hips. Feel that grounding in your sacrum. Move your right hand to the inside of your right knee. Nudge your right knee out as you draw your left knee in. Allow your arms to relax. Let your left foot land. Bring your right foot to the mat again. Now let's try crossing the knees. Cross your left knee over your right knee. If that doesn't work for you, just cross your left ankle over your right knee again. Reach your arms out to the sides. Feel your shoulder blades press to the ground. Keeping your shoulders on the ground, let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Slowly bring your head and your knees back to center. Switch up the cross of your legs. Then let your legs go to the left and turn your head to the right. Come slowly back up to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up. Grab your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. I should have said sky. Some of you are outdoors and I said reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your feet towards the sky. That works whether you're indoors or outdoors, right? You knew what I meant though. Whatever movement feels good here is just fine. Maybe they're big movements, maybe they're smaller. Maybe you explore a lot of movement, or you just explore a particular variant, a particular degree of extension. Maybe a little rocking back and forth, maybe a lot of rocking back and forth. Sometimes it's fun to sort of rock onto one side and tip over, come back. No matter how we vary the movement here, the legs and the feet are getting some nice healthful drainage. All the hours we spend standing and sitting and walking, things get stuck here in the feet and the legs. Getting your legs higher than your heart allows some of that stuff to flow back, flow down the other way. You play with inverting as long as you like. And when you feel complete exploring that, make your way to the final resting pose to integrate the benefits of your practice in some quiet stillness. So maybe you come to corpse pose with your legs extended, your feet splayed apart, your hands resting by your hips. Or maybe you choose some other posture. You can conclude your practice in any position where you could be comfortably still for a couple minutes. When you find what's comfortable for you, you might simply focus on your breathing, allowing it to get slower and deeper as we did when we began. You might come back to an intention you had set and reflect upon that. Maybe consider how you might extend it into the rest of your day. Take your practice off the mat. Maybe you just want to let your mind disengage. Not necessarily trying not to think, but just letting your mind go where it wants to go. As your breath gets slower and deeper, here and there bits of remaining excess muscular tension can gradually melt away, bringing your body a little closer to the ground with each breath. Start to find some deeper breaths. Invite small movements to your body. Take your time letting your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. There's no rush. Move mindfully. Whenever you're ready for bigger movements, you can gently make your way back up to a seated, or if you prefer, a kneeling position. Or you could stay lying down. Bring your hands up by your heart if you like. Thank you for sharing practice today. The light within me sees and honors and bows to that same light in each of you. Namaste. Again, I'm Leo Bray for Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. Stop by the tip jar, check out our schedule, and questions and feedback are always welcome on Zoom or on YouTube or when you join us in person Thursday through Fridays. Have a wonderful day.